Hi everybody, and here is my video as promised about how you can feel less or icky or whatever your word is. What is your word? Put it in the comments below, it'd be great. Whatever your word is for when you're writing an email and it's not coming out as you envisaged. It's not sounding like you, or it's making you feel bad because you're sounding salesy and you didn't mean to do that. You want to just help people. Okay? Right. So the first thing I want to share with you is that it's so great to create a brand voice and tone guide. Okay. I have this inside most of my programs because this is what I do for a living. Every project I take on, I create a brand voice and tone guide for the client that I'm working for, if they haven't already got it. Some clients that I've worked with have already got it. They just share it with me, and that's fantastic. And what that does is it gives you a clear idea. It's like a guide to help you write what you're going to write. And that can be anything from sales pages to emails to landing pages to even blog posts, just to make sure that your messaging is absolutely consistent right the way through your business. And the great thing is that you can do it once and then feel free to revisit as many times as you want. Say, for example, if your brand has changed a little bit or it's developed, maybe do it again. But for now, as you're starting to refine your messaging, then you can just do it once and then it's there then. Okay? So, let's dig into brand voice and tone. Brand voice is basically how you want your brand to communicate with your ideal audience. So you need to have an idea of who you want to attract. So with me, I want to attract course creators. I want to attract online entrepreneurs. And also within that, in my audience, there also are some copywriters who want to learn from me as well. So my messaging, my brand voice is very friendly, very encompassing. It's not overly technical. I don't use overly technical language, even though there are a lot of technical language phrases that I could use to do with copywriting. I'll give you two examples out in the world of very, very different brands. Okay. You've got on one side, you've got Starbucks. Okay. Who, if you think about it, all the language they're using is very, very friendly. It's very warm, very easy to understand. There's not a lot of text. It's a bit like McDonald's with their like kind of theme of sharing, and like the key tagline is I'm loving it. Right? That's so easy to understand by people all over the world. It makes you think of like fun times of getting together, of sharing. So the words you use are so crucial, and that forms your brand voice. What I do when I'm researching brand voices, I actually ask my audience, or I've had, like, say, discovery meetings with my audience, or I ask them lots of questions and I record those meetings so that I can actually get a feel for how they're talking. For you, it may be that you look on your social media and look at how they reply to your content. What kind of language are they using? And creating that brand voice will consider that language that they're using. So you will create a list of words that maybe your brand would use, but maybe your brand wouldn't use as well, so that you're very, very clear when you go to writing what you're going to write, that, oh, okay, maybe I don't use the word, I don't know. You don't use difficult synonyms for things like techie language unless you've got a technical audience, if that makes sense. Now, tone is the emotion that you want to convey when you're communicating. So you have to decide that at the same time, which is really loads of fun, actually. If you think about Virgin Atlantic, right? Every time and time again, when I see their copy, it doesn't matter what it is, it's always got this slight cheeky tone to it. You listen to the advert out there at the moment, it's got this slight, playful, cheeky, fun tone to it. Whereas, like, say, my brand, I've always been told that I'm such a calm person. Okay. And in by nature, I'm quite shy as well, but the calmness was one thing that really stood out when I was a primary school teacher. So I was teaching from like 4 year olds to 11 year olds, and they were astonished at how quiet I could get a class because the children were mirroring how I was behaving. And I was so, I refuse, I don't know, maybe I'm just so laid back. I just can't shout. It's just not in me. And that was reflected in my classroom. Okay, so I've carried that. I've thought this, do you know what? This is a major factor with me that I really love and I want to convey about my brand. And actually somebody the other day said about one of my videos, "Oh, Helen, I love your calming voice." So I was like, yes, you know what? It's coming through in my brand's tone as well. Even the way I'm talking in videos, it's reflecting my personality. So yeah, like when I write my emails, I to get the right tone, what I do is I've created my little tone guide and I'm having a look at my tone guide every time I'm writing, but then I read it out loud to myself and then ask myself the key questions. You know what? Does my tone sound like this and not like this? You know, so you can very much gain a lot of consistency by using a brand voice and tone guide. Now, in the comment in the post attached to this video, there will be a link where you can purchase a brand tone and voice guide. I do a training as well. It's really reasonable. You might want to do it as part of the email newsletters made easy because it is a module in there. So if you do buy it separately, it's £47, but the other program is only £197. So it just depends where you're at and what you need help with. It's one module in there. It's always going to be a module in my programs just because it's so important. Anyway, that's up to you. If you want to use it, honestly, you will use it time and time again. If you're a copywriter, you can use that and then have it give your clients that extra. Okay, honestly, you could do that as a service on its own. So well worth the money for £47. Anyway, right. So the other thing I want you to consider, I'm just going to take a slurp of my brew. The other thing I want you to consider with your email marketing or any of your messaging is to have some secondary messaging going on as well. Secondary messaging. Okay. Your brand voice and tone is all part of your primary message. That is what most people remember to do. Okay. Now, I picked this up and I'm not going to say that this is me originally. It's not. There's an entrepreneur called Lisa Johnson and she's so successful with this and she shared this technique with me as well and it's really working well for me. Have some secondary messaging. Now, this can just be on another piece of paper, okay? And all secondary messaging is things that I care about, okay? And I want you to pick 4, maximum 5, but 4 things you care about. Because what you need to do is be shown to be a rounded individual, not just concerned about what you're selling. You need to come across as a human being and approachable and likable, and then people will want to know what you do and then trust you. Okay. So me, for example, things I care about that are central to me and that come through my content are my family. So me and my husband and my little fluff ball who is actually sat down next to me sleeping right now. When I first recorded this video, she jumped up on the basket behind and then started barking her head off. So we're having a good time at the moment. Number 2, it's travel. So here I am in Malta and I have put some of that through my content. It comes through my emails without me, like thinking about it. But because I've got it there, thinking, oh, you know what? I could put it through the lens of that travel because people will be interested in that. And other things I care about, I love socializing, drinking coffee, things like that. So all those things that you really, really care about, they show that you are that amazing person who can help and you'll attract like-minded people to you. Okay, so 3 things for today. The major thing is brand voice, and then it's tone, and then your secondary messaging. So good luck with that. I hope that really, really helps. I will send you a link. I will post a link to that training if you decide to come with me and buy that. It's well worth it. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's Black Friday. I hope everyone's had a great Thanksgiving if you're in the US. And I will see you next week with some more amazing content. Just let me know if there's anything particular you want to talk about. Always just feedback in the comments. Tell me if you've got any questions. I will answer them. Maybe it's going to be one of part of my videos. All right. Thanks, guys. See you later.